Every great story starts with the rush of thrilling gaming action. Handcrafted flavors, eager to please. Getaways for some well-deserved me time. And rewards worth bragging about. If it's a story worth telling, it starts at La Berge Baton Rouge. What's your story?
At the Team Automotive Group, we're offering you the Team Guarantee on new and used vehicles. Included with every new vehicle is a lifetime limited powertrain warranty. And now, get a 90-day warranty on the purchase of a pre-owned vehicle. Get the Team Guarantee at every location of the Team Automotive Group.
Visit Treads & Care Tire Company's new location on Hooper Road in Central. Locally owned for over 50 years, Treads & Care is known for quality automotive repair and top-notch customer service.
I'd like to invite you to come out and see us at our new location in Central.
Taste the feeling.
Start today's edition of the Clarence Bug Show. Here's hoping all is well with you and yours and your little slice of South Louisiana heaven, LSU and Florida State notwithstanding. Since the last opportunity, I couldn't resist that one, that we had to spend a little time with you and yours at the end of last week. We start today's show with Louisiana news, as we typically do. And the city of New Orleans, and for that matter, the entire Louisiana political establishment, mourning the loss of former two-time New Orleans Mayor Moon Landrieu. You know, it's amazing how, and I guess it's a part of the human experience, that you don't find out certain things about people until they're passing. I, for one, had no idea that Moon Landrieu's first name was Maurice. As a young cub reporter that started in news in the summer of 1980, Moon Landrieu is the first mayor of New Orleans that I can remember. And obviously, being a baby boomer in the 70s when he was mayor, I was middle school, high school age, and who follows politics closely at that point. However, Moon Landrieu will leave a lasting legacy. Two things that will stand out about Moon Landrieu. One was that he led the way in desegregating city government in New Orleans. When Moon Landrieu took office, it's estimated only 19% of City Hall had people of color employed there. Upon his leaving, that number had been upgraded to 43% of city government having people of color occupying positions there. Additionally, Moon Landrieu was the first to make a serious push toward tourism on a national and international level in the city of New Orleans. And of course, we all know how that turned out. New Orleans is now an international tourist destination, courtesy of the efforts started by Moon Landrieu and, of course, continued by any number of mayors that followed in his footsteps. He, as you also, I'm sure, know, is the father of former U.S. Senator Mary Landrieu and former two-term Mayor Mitch Landrieu. Our thoughts and our prayers go out to the Landrieu family. No word yet as far as what the funeral arrangements will be, but as soon as that information becomes available, obviously, if it is close to the time that we go on air with you and yours at home, we will be sure to pass that information along to you and yours. Those of you that are members of the community of faith, I know without a doubt that the Landrew family would be eternally grateful if you were to keep them in both your thoughts and your prayers during this their time of bereavement. In other Louisiana news, it is probably something that is going to manifest itself all across the country. And here in Louisiana, it's no different. Actually, we had this as a problem before now, but COVID-19 has only served to exacerbate the problem. According to the latest results from the Louisiana Educational Assessment Program, 41% of Louisiana students are reading below grade level. That is a scary statistic. It is well known that what was the old public service campaign that went on for years and years? Reading is fundamental. If you cannot read as well as you should, it's almost impossible to succeed at anything in life. Reading truly is fundamental to knowledge, to learning, to success, the whole nine. And as a result of this decline in reading scores in Louisiana, State Representative Richard Nelson out of Mandeville is once again proposing something that I'm sure is not going to sit well with a whole lot of folk, but I applaud him for trying to do something about it. Representative Richard Nelson is once again planning to introduce a bill that would hold students in third grade unless and until they can pass the state reading assessment. Now, obviously, with 41% of Louisiana's students reading below grade level, that is a sizable percentage of individuals that would be held back for a year. And we all know the negative connotation that comes along with holding a student back a year. But the fact of the matter is, this is a monumental problem, guys and girls. And if we don't get a handle on this, we're going to be seeing the ramifications of this for decades upon decades to come. Understanding that if, for the sake of whatever, you fill in the blank here, we move these students along, we are setting them up for failure. Representative Nelson saying, quote, Mississippi adopted a similar plan in 2013 that drastically improved their scores. Mississippi made this change in about 2013, and since then, they've gotten the highest increase in literacy in, I think, the country's history. We cannot, y'all, stress how important it is for individuals to be able to read at a level they are supposed to. Because lest we forget, at some point, unless we enable them to get to the level where they should be, in just a matter of years, these young people are going to be starting families. They are going to be in the process of having children. And if an individual cannot read at a level they are supposed to, how are we supposed to expect them to teach their children to read at a level where they're supposed to? It's one of those problems that, if not addressed readily and aggressively, will only end up compounding itself. Now listen, y'all, I get it. I understand. It's not comfortable entertaining the thought of holding a child back for a year. I get that. But the end result of not taking aggressive action in this regard is something that will put us even further behind the 8 ball for maybe generations to come. If an individual cannot read at a level they are supposed to, how are they realistically expected to succeed? How can they make their way up the ladder in the workforce if they can't do something as fundamental as read at a level where they're supposed to? At the end of the day, this is something that we've got to get a handle on. Pure and simple. We've got to. Because, again, the ramifications of not addressing this don't bode well for our state. We already have a myriad of problems in our state that we're dealing with. We already have a myriad of problems that are generational in our state. And I'm calling out the legislature on this one, as well as the Louisiana Department of Education. It's one thing to be embarrassed about the numbers. It's one thing to want to avoid the mental stigma of holding a child back. It is something else entirely to allow this to go without a very aggressive campaign to address it. We've got a problem in our state, y'all. And obviously, COVID helped to exacerbate the problem. But at the end of the day, the only way we are going to attract more businesses and more high-paying jobs in our state is to have an educated workforce. And when 41% of the students in our state don't read at a level where they should, this does not bode well for Louisiana. Hopefully, the resources needed, the money needed, will be appropriated in an aggressive fashion, and we will be able in the near future to look back at this and say, well, that's one problem we can check off the list in Louisiana. First break of today's show. When we come back, second segment, Tuesday, you know what that means, right? Yep. Time for another edition of Now That's Just Stupid. That's next when we continue today's edition of the Clarence Bug Show, only on the Pelican. Stay close.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Manda Fine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Manda Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Manda Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
Bolello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent. Depend on us for service, for selection, for price. Get huge Whirlpool savings. Shop now and save on Whirlpool appliances throughout the store. Plus, experience our price match guarantee and ask about special financing.
You can depend on the know-how of people who live appliances every day.
Bolello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent with nationwide buying power.
I owed the IRS $10,000.
The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house.
I'm self-employed and didn't report all my income. They claim I owe a lot more than I do.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal.
Tax Solutions Now saved my business.
I qualified for the Fresh Start program. I paid less than I owed.
We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who get the IRS off your back. Time is running out. Call Tax Solutions now.
Call 800-778-4345. 800-778-4345.
The Mazda CX-50. Confident on- and off-road performance. An intelligently designed utility inside and out.
The all-new Mazda CX-50 has arrived and is on sale right now at Team Mazda on Airline.
Hi, gang. Clarence Bugs here, inviting you to come by Old School Barbecue, 10655 Coursey Boulevard, where we tape the show live every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 11 o'clock. Come by and feast on news, sports, current events, love of God and country, and lots of common sense, along with some of the best barbecue anywhere on the planet. 10655 Coursey Boulevard, Old School Barbecue, home of the Clarence Bugs Show.
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to greystonecountryclub.com.
Of the Clarence Bugs Show. It is, of course, the second segment of today's show. And being Tuesday, that means it's time for a new segment we've instituted here entitled, Now That's Just Stupid. You'll notice, as the graphic shows you, we're not talking S-T-U-P-I-D. That's your regular, everyday, ordinary stupid. What we're talking about here requires its own spelling. Hence, the S-T-O-O-P-I-D, as in, now that's just stupid. We start, as many times we do, in the granola state, California. And for those of you that are wondering why I call California the granola state, consider this. Take out the fruits and the flakes, and all you have left are the nuts. There you go. You may have heard at the end of last week that the state of California, and it is expected that as many as 11 other states will soon follow suit, announcing that in the near future, by 2030, 2035, in that ballpark, they are going to ban the sale of and registration of cars that use gasoline. Shortly after making the announcement that we're going to ban the sale and registration of vehicles that have internal combustion engines, 2 days later, they come out and announce between the hours of 4 p.m. and 9 o'clock at night, we don't have enough electricity, so we need y'all to turn off your air conditioner, don't use your washer and dryer, don't use your dishwasher, and don't charge your electric vehicle. Now, let me get this straight. You are going to force people to use electric vehicles and you don't have enough electricity today to charge them, not to mention what's going to happen when you add millions and millions and millions more of electric vehicles that require electricity to charge them. Can you say, let's put the cart in front of the horse? Better yet, can you say, now that's just stupid? Would it not? And this is how you know there's an agenda at work here. Here's how you know, how you can see it as plain as the nose on your face. If they were truly concerned about saving the planet, if they were truly concerned about green energy and renewables, anybody with a lick of sense would realize, okay, the first thing we need to do is start a massive investment in our power grid. Because if we're going to force millions and millions of people to drive electric vehicles, the first freaking thing we have to do is make sure we've got enough electricity for them to charge them all. But no, not these clowns. The first thing you do, okay, let's see here. We're going to force millions of people to use electric cars. Now, as brilliant as that is, that also means we got to be sure we've got enough electricity for them to charge these vehicles that we're going to make them buy. Not these clowns. Not these jokers. Nope. 2 days after announcing we're going to save the planet by banning the sale and the registration of internal combustion vehicles. 2 days later, y'all. See what had happened was we don't have enough electricity, so we need y'all for 5 hours in the afternoon from 4 o'clock till 9 o'clock at night. Don't use your air conditioning, your dishwasher, your washer, your dryer, and your electric cars. Don't charge them. And you wonder why I call it the granola state? Just think about it. You'll figure it out. Secondly, as if California was the only place with knuckleheads running around, let's bring it back home, shall we? To Baton Rouge. Baton Rouge police this weekend announcing the arrest of an individual who was found riding around on an ATV. Allegedly, this individual was promoting a drag racing event that would block traffic on the Mississippi River Bridge on Saturday for stunt driving. So police get a report of this guy on an ATV speeding. They show up to investigate, and you know what happened, right? Yep, guy takes off running, jumps off road, driving through fields, driving through neighborhoods, high rate of speed. Eventually, the police are able to corner him. Oh, did I mention this guy had his 1-year-old child on the ATV while running from the police, high rate of speed, off-road, through fields, through neighborhoods, no safety gear anywhere to be found. 26-year-old Jory Bryant. Now, I don't know about you. I have no idea about your upbringing and what things were like in your household. But I've got to imagine that at 26 years of age, you probably had some inkling that running from the police on an ATV with a 1-year-old on board is not a good idea. No helmet, no skid protection, no nothing. While advertising another, allegedly, illegal scenario to block traffic with stunt driving. My sincere hope is that they don't just throw the book at this clown, throw the whole freaking bookcase, throw the whole library at this fool, alleged fool. Currently, don't know if he's been bonded out just yet, but he's facing charges of racing, drag racing on a public road, criminal negligence, child desertion, illegal, you knew this was coming, illegal carrying of a weapon, and reckless operation of an off-road vehicle. By the way, when officers searched him and found the weapon, he allegedly told them, well, a friend gave me this to hold. So let me get this straight. You're engaging in illegal activity on the road, on an ATV, no protective gear, a 1-year-old on the ATV, and an illegal gun, advertising an illegal activity. Don't just throw the book, throw the whole bookcase. Matter of fact, throw the whole library at this clown. Because at some point, we got to send a message, y'all. At some point, we've got to send a message. And if it were only this clown that was endangered, that'd be one thing. But this is an innocent 1-year-old, y'all. Not to mention the rest of the motoring public that this alleged activity would have endangered, shutting down the Mississippi River Bridge and engaging in stunt driving. You got to send a message, y'all. Pure and simple. We've got to send a message. After we come back from this bottom of the hour break, speaking of sending a message was sent to America last Thursday by the leader of the free world. And it was wrong on so many levels, I don't know where to begin. We'll talk about that when we continue today's edition of the Clarence Bugg Show, only on the Pelican. Stay close.
Got termites? Get Premier Pest. PremierPestServices.com.
At the Team Automotive Group, we're offering you the Team Guarantee on new and used vehicles. Included with every new vehicle is a lifetime limited powertrain warranty. And now, get a 90-day warranty on the purchase of a pre-owned vehicle. Get the Team Guarantee at every location of the Team Automotive Group.
Hi, I'm Katie, Operation Manager here at Old School Barbecue. We're excited about all of the changes here at Old School, and we'd like to invite everyone to come out and enjoy some delicious barbecue at Old School prices. We feature brisket, chicken, ribs, sausage, and the Boss Hog pulled pork sandwich voted best deal in town. We also have live music Friday and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. 10655 Coursey Boulevard. We can't wait to see you.
Hello guys, it's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
Hi, I'm Hurricane Betsy Barnes.
And I'm Dr. Kay Siller with The Rocket Right Show.
We are two busy blondes on the go showing off life in Louisiana.
Watch us on Pelican Sports Network.
And Talk 107.3 FM. Check local listings for times.
Caught spiders. Premier Pest Services.
Welcome back to today's edition of the Clarence Bug Show. This segment, if I were to apply a moniker to it, would fall under the umbrella of this was wrong on so many levels. As sad a commentary as it is to make, I have, in a very short span of time, become used to, and even sadder, expect to see things from the Biden-Harris administration that are presented in a fashion that's just so very wrong. I mean, from the very beginning, the botched withdrawal from Afghanistan and the number of our brave servicemen and women that died as a result of their mishandling of that situation. Most recently, Karine Jean-Pierre coming out and telling the American public that, well, it's not like people are just walking across the border. Any number of instances from top to bottom. And you find yourself saying, geez, these people think we're this stupid? They think we don't see this? Classic example of, you gonna believe me or your lying eyes? Last Thursday, after disappearing on vacation from the American public's view for weeks at a time, the leader of the free world pops up to address the nation. Let's start with the optics of this. Did y'all see this? someone planned, executed, and thought it was a great idea to put the President of the United States on a setting blood red. If you have noticed anything about history from the old former Soviet Union, Nazi Germany, the whole nine, the symbolism, the optics of it were downright frightening. I don't know who thought that was a good idea, but that person needs to be fired ASAP. Did you notice, and it's all over and on social media, CNN figured out, geez, this is a horrible look. So slowly, they started adjusting the color setting on the cameras. By the end of the adjustment, you'll see the red stripes on the flag were almost purple because they're trying to soften the look of the background. On top of that, the president then took the opportunity to demonize half of the country, calling Republicans, as they have been doing now with ever increasing frequency, a threat to democracy. Now, he also pointed out, did the president, that MAGA Republicans don't respect the Constitution and they don't respect the rule of law. So recently, when protesters against federal law were camped outside the homes of Supreme Court justices, threatening their lives and their safety, that must have been those MAGA Republicans. For over a year, when cities across America were in flames, I guess that was those MAGA Republicans. But what for me may have been the most egregious wrong of all out of this address to the American public last Thursday was Joe Biden choosing to put 2 United States Marines in the background. Now listen, y'all, I get it. I understand full well. Most of you did not grow up in a military household like I did. I understand. My father spent 27 years wearing the uniform of the United States Army. So my affinity for the military goes a whole lot deeper than many others. But in case you didn't know, it has always been sacred ground that the military is not to be politicized. It's not. That's not how we do things. And for him to stand up and use as political props 2 members of the United States Marine Corps was despicable. Not to mention the fact, and here's where it really gets egregious. And I know many of y'all don't think this way because, again, you have no experience with the military, you have no affiliation with the military, and many of you simply don't possess the ability to think this far. That's what happens when you sleep in civics class and American history class. These men and women in the military fought, and many of them gave their lives so that every American would have the right to think the way they want to think, say what they want to say, and vote for who they want to vote for. And this clown would politicize the United States military by putting them as political props behind him. That is as low down and despicable as you can get when it comes to our military. They are not political, and they're not supposed to be used that way and in that fashion. But he saw no problem with it. And, of course, when even CNN said, this is a bridge gone too far. This is something we don't do in this country. When CNN calls out a sitting Democratic president, that's supposed to tell you everything you know. But what do? Well, they do what they always do. They come back out and say, Karine Jean-Pierre. Well, the speech wasn't political. The speech wasn't political. You sat there and demonized half of this country. People that did nothing more than vote the way they want to vote. But we are the ones, according to this guy, that don't respect the rule of law. We're not the ones who buried the Hunter Biden laptop story so that y'all wouldn't find out about it. We are not the ones who cooked up the Russia collusion story. We're not the ones who cooked up all these other stories and lied to the American people. This was wrong, y'all, on so many levels. And sadly, well, one of two schools of thought here. One, they are too ignorant about the principles that this country was founded upon to know better. Or two, they know better and don't care. I will leave to you to decide which one is appropriate. For me, neither is acceptable. There is a reason, y'all. We are the shining beacon on the hill. Yes, as a man of color, I will be the first to admit our country has had more than its fair share of problems. And the fact of the matter is, at the end of the day, Clarence, you got to understand, them folk, they had the Constitution. They looked at people that looked like you as 3/5 of a human being. Correct. But what did we do about it? What did we do about it? Fathers went to war against their sons. Mothers wouldn't speak to their daughters. We fought a freaking war because we realized, the good people in this country, that people that look like Clarence, they are capable of learning just as much as anybody else. They're capable of holding an office just like everybody else. They're capable of doing all the things everybody else can do, meaning white people. We fought a war with ourselves to rectify the situation. But these folks want you to get hung up in the past and never look at how far we've come. That's how they're able to pull this kind of crap in front of the American public, a blood red background with U.S. Marines stationed behind. I would like to think that these people are so stupid that they never really grasped the true principles of what this country's founded on. I have to think that way, because the only other option is to think, well, they know better. They just don't give a damn. Not acceptable, my fellow Americans. Not acceptable in any form or fashion. Just saying. Just saying. Final break of today's show. We'll get her done, come back, put that big old pretty bow on this puppy, and wrap up today's edition of the Clarence Bugg Show, only on the Pelican. Stay close.
You can't smell it, but you can almost taste it. And whether it's for a family get-together or a game day feast, having Manda in the mix always sounds good. For 3 generations, their quality meats and original seasonings have made Manda a Louisiana legend and made their family sausage Louisiana's family sausage. Manda Fine Meats. The flavor says it all.
Every great story starts with the rush of thrilling gaming action. Handcrafted flavors, eager to please. Getaways for some well-deserved me time. And rewards worth bragging about. If it's a story worth telling, it starts at La Berge Baton Rouge. What's your story?
Treads & Care Tire Company announces its new location on Hooper Road in Central. Locally owned for 50 years, Treads & Care is known for quality automotive repair with top-notch customer service. Treads & Care offers the convenience of shuttle service and pickup and delivery of your vehicle. You can also enjoy the comfortable customer area, complete with workstations, high-speed internet, and a complimentary coffee bar.
I'd like to invite you to come out and see us at our new location in Central.
Treads & Care, the tires you need and the service you want.
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to GreystoneCountryClub.com.
Tremonti's has meat. Tremonti's has seafood. Tremonti's has much more. Tailgating and home gating platters. Huge wine and liquor selection. Beer and all the spices you need. Chairman Reserve and Wagyu meats. Ribeye rolls, shrimp rolls, kebabs. 20 flavors of sausage for the grill. Daily lunch specials and game processing. On-site catering also available. Good meat ain't cheap and cheap meat ain't good. Visit Tremonti's.com.
Sometimes life is wonderful, and sometimes it's not. Cherish the good, but always be prepared for life's challenges. At Private Healthcare, we provide the peace of mind you deserve. With Private Healthcare, you'll get the coverage you want and healthcare you need. If your employer doesn't supply healthcare coverage and you don't qualify for Medicare or Medicaid, you need to give us a call right now. Private Healthcare is private health insurance for ages 65 and under with medical, dental, vision, and even prescription coverage. When life comes at you unexpectedly, you need to be ready, and health insurance is your financial safety net. Health insurance has never been so easy and affordable. If you're looking for health coverage at the best price and your annual household income is $35,000 or more, call the number on the screen now and speak with a live healthcare consultant. Don't wait. Get the coverage you need now.
Segment, today's edition of the Clarence Bug Show. Want to send a shout out to a dear friend that I go so far back with, I'm not going to tell y'all how far back. JT3 is what I call him. And he confirmed something for me. You know, in my line of work, consistency is the number one quality, whether it's work ethic, opinion, whatever. But he told me the other day, he said, man, I was talking with a guy the other day that's a mutual friend of ours, and he asked me, he said, man, did you see Clarence talking about such and such? And my friend JT3 told him, he said, man, I stopped him right there. He said, I told him, you see what you hear Clarence say today? It's the exact same thing he and I talked about 35 years ago. And I was honored. Same person back then, same person today. For those of you that may think, well, he's only doing this because of whatever, you fill in the blank here. Those that know me, they'll tell you. He believes wholeheartedly in America, God and country, pure and simple. Finally, before we get out of here, this week is going to be a monumental week, not just in Baton Rouge, but for the state of Louisiana. For the first time in history, one city with arguably the two most passionate fan bases within anywhere near will finally get together on the gridiron. Southern University and Louisiana State University meeting for the first time ever in football. It is a level of excitement that I don't think I've felt in our city since the Parade of Champions. Remember when LSU won the national championship, Southern won the HBCU national championship, and there was a parade held downtown with both teams, coaching staffs, and of course the Golden Band from Tigerland and the Human Jukebox. That was nearly 20 years ago. I don't think that there's been a time where I felt that sort of excitement in our city. While I am amped up about the game, I'm a little disappointed that we didn't do more in this regard. Meaning, understanding the passion of our fan bases, understanding the level of the two bands that are involved, I would have loved for there to be a battle of the bands, actually a whole week of activities. I would have loved to seen a huge tailgate where both fan bases get the opportunity to sit down and break bread with one another and talk to one another, inevitably coming to the realization that we've got a heck of a lot more in common than we do the things that separate us. Additionally, I think my city dropped the ball as far as the amount of revenue that could have been generated from this event. I mean, think about it. At the drop of a hat, to hear and see the Golden Band from Tigerland and the Human Jukebox together, you could have put 50,000 people easily in Tiger Stadium at $20 a head. Who wouldn't pay $20 for that? You probably could have gotten a lot more, but just for the sake of the conversation, 50,000 people at $20 a head is $1 million. Not to mention, I would have issued a challenge, and you've heard me say this before. If you are an LSU fan, lifelong Tiger fan, and you don't have one article of clothing, cap, t-shirt, hoodie, whatever, you don't have anything in your closet with Southern University on it, then the challenge is go out and buy something to wear to the concert or the tailgate. If you are a lifelong Jaguar fan, been following Southern all your life, but you don't have one thing in your closet with Louisiana State University on it, then the challenge is go out and buy something and wear it to the tailgate or the Battle of the Bands. For me, we missed a golden opportunity, y'all. And not only could we have generated revenue for the schools, not only could we have stimulated the economy in Baton Rouge, but we also would have made monumental strides in unity in our community. Oh, wait, I just stumbled on it. The Unity in the Community Week. Unity in the Community Battle of the Bands. Unity in the Community Tailgate. The whole nine. I think, my humble opinion only, we missed a marvelous opportunity. Because the fact of the matter is, this is history, y'all. It's history. There will never, ever be another first-time LSU and Southern met on the gridiron. It only happens once. And it's a shame that all we're going to get out of this is a football game. We deserve better, y'all. With the two fan bases we have in this city, with the two marching bands that we have in this city, between, oh my God, the Golden Girls and the Dancing Dolls, we should not have let this pass by with only being a football game. Maybe this is telling me I need to start a PR firm. Maybe this is telling me I need to start me a consulting firm. You don't get opportunities like this every day, y'all. They are so far and few between. And when they happen, you've got to position yourself to take advantage of it. This could have been the biggest thing to hit this town in so many ways, and God knows how long. I can only hope that we will learn from it. I can only hope that this event will be the magical event that I am hoping it will be. Now, in the vernacular of the streets, don't get it twisted. We already know who's going to win the game, okay? Just like we already know what band is going to turn it out. We all know these things, okay? We're all adults. We're all grown folk here. Ain't no prima donnas in here. You know what time it is. But for me, I would have loved, had we taken the opportunity to make this more than just a football game. I'm going to say something sacrilegious. I'm going to say it. We already got enough football games. We need more. We need something more than just a football game. Hopefully, somewhere down the road, we will have the foresight, the insight to do better. Just saying. Now, that being said, my time is up, and Marty is telling me, bruh, you got to get out of here. You ain't got to go home, but you can't stay here. And this day, just like any other, I give it to you. You know what? You are 100% correct. America, we are not perfect. But for this old boy's money, it's the best there is, and God knows there is no place else on his green earth that I'd rather be. Speaking of the good Lord, you got the memo, right? You read the email. You know he loves you, and I hope you know that I do too. Either way, there ain't a doggone thing you could do about either one. We'll see you soon. God bless.